afternoon, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monique and I run a small pottery business on the beautiful island of Bonaire in the Dutch Caribbean. If you're new here, I'm very glad you found me. I hope you like my content and please let me know if you do and if you have any questions. Today I have a kiln opening for you, the first of 2022, but you know, everything is a first in the first month of 2022. It's been open for the last hour or so. It's cooled down. Yeah, it's lukewarm. I can take things out. I've been experimenting with for me, a new clay, which is the 391 by Laguna. It's a dark brown reddish clay in its wet state, and it should fire black. And yesterday I actually started making something. I so far had only made test tiles because I want to see whether my slips and my underglazes and my commercial glazes work on that clay, because it works different on a dark clay like that than on a white clay. And yesterday I was finally making something while this was firing. And then I thought, I don't know the shrinkage rate of this clay, and I needed that because I was making things that, you know, just to see how big they were going to be. So I looked it up and I read it's 10%, that's good. And then I saw, don't fire this clay any higher than cone 5. I always fire to cone 6 because that's the peak temperature for my other stoneware clay. And it was almost done, my kiln. So I thought, oh well, we'll see what happens. It was almost done. I have commissions in here, so I couldn't shut it off. And the commissions are with the white clay, so now I took a peek and I think I'm alright. I was worried it might bloat, because if you fire a dark clay with lots of manganese and iron in it, it might bloat. But I don't think it did. On the top I have only tests. Then I have a few commissions and some smaller things, but mainly tests, so I will show you. This is how I make my test tiles. I throw a ring and cut it in pieces. I throw a ring with a little bit of a foot on each side so it stands, and these turned out a little bit thicker than I usually do, but I don't see any bloating. Now my kiln fires hotter at the bottom than it does at the top. So I'll have to experiment a little bit more. I make test tiles with my slips and my regular clear glaze by Laguna, which I always use over my underglazes and slips. And I did some scratching to see what it would look like. And I have to say, I like what I see. Let me show you a few more. These are all combinations of my white clay body, this is also a Laguna clay, and mason stains. And these as well. And I think they came out very, very spectacular. Bright and bold. And you know me, I like that. This is just my white slip. Could have gone on a little bit thicker. This is also a combination of two colors of mason stain. Makes a beautiful, beautiful light turquoise. And this is also a mason stain. So those are the first slips. Then I have some tests that have texture on them, so I can see what my commercial glazes do. This is the Norse Blue by Mayco. That fades away a little bit on this black glaze. This is 3 coats. Not bad, but you know, fades away a little bit. This is Blue Monday by Opulence. It's a dipping glaze. Well, I know I have made it a little bit too thin. I dipped it a little bit longer, but I'm going to try again with a thicker application because this is just a yucky brown. This is Spectrum's Greenstone. Not so green, but you know, I'm not disliking that. Breaks beautifully over the texture. Now I have two. Yeah, look, this is, where's my other one? I know I have transparent in here. Oh, not here. I will set this one aside for a second. I found it. I have, in my experience with the redstone by Laguna, which is a brown clay, I didn't like the transparent glazes that I had on them, and I had two transparent glazes to compare with this one. Let me see. It's quite different. This is transparent by Spectrum, and this is my standard transparent, which goes a yucky brown, which is a bummer, because if I want to do sgraffito and glaze the whole thing in just one glaze, I like a dipping glaze and be done with it. But this is yuck. Of course, it's a commercial glaze, so I don't know the ingredients. This is much better, and because I had a tiny look before that, this is the Nori Green by Spectrum, and I had already noticed that on the white clay it is spectacularly glossy. It's almost metallic, but on this black clay it goes transparent, or the green fades. I mean, so I like that very much, but that would mean that I would have to brush all my sgraffito pieces. I might see if I can find this Spectrum transparent in a dry form, because the glaze that I use for my white clay is really not nice. It was also not pretty on the redstone. So that's more experiments going on there. This is the Pearl White by Spectrum on this clay. Looks a little bit like a blue rutile, like this. This is yellow ore, which is a matte light yellow, a little bit of a mottled glaze, and it does the same here, except it's a little bit more brownish than it is yellow. This is, oh, that's not bad. Raspberry Mist by Mayco. That's not bad on this clay. One more, Purple Crystal by Amaco. Not a big success. This could have been because I only put on 3 layers. I have learned with the white clay that I have to put on 4 or 5 to get a good coverage and some crystals. So I might do that one again. There's more tests coming. But first, a shelf. And some posts. And here are some more slips and underglazes. This is a slip with a mason stain. Very pretty. And this is the turquoise blue by Amaco. Wow. Turns a little bit darker on this clay, but still pretty. Two more. This is also Amaco, the medium blue. Nice. They all stay so true to their color, how I know them. So maybe a little bit darker, but you know, beautiful. This is with a mason stain called Shrimp Pink. 10%. Very nice. Okay. I think that was all of the tests. Now I go to my commissions. I had a commission for some refrigerator magnets. Somebody who wants to give them as a gift for their business partners or their customers. So I'll show. I have two. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have 2 versions. I will show you 2, and the rest are the same. They wanted hummingbirds because the hummingbird is in their logo. So there they are. Bright colors. And they will have a small magnet. I have roughed up an area here, and I will epoxy on the magnet for them. They are cute. I hand cut these with a drawing from a hummingbird. There was a lot of them, I can tell you that. And there's more. I have to be careful because that meat is so thin, it might snap off, which unfortunately with some of them already happened. But I still fire them. I always, when I have commissions like this, I always make more than I need. Because if you don't, for sure something will happen. I have one more. Look, he has a little bit shorter beak. But I have enough to fulfill my commission for the customer. I have one other commission, a very special one. I'm always very honored when I can make an urn. This is a cremation urn. Absolutely beautiful. That Blue Monday by Opulence is a gorgeous glaze. So I will send them a message that it's done, and I will post this after this has been collected. Let me put it aside. One more shelf to go. More hummingbirds. Like I said, there are two variations, one with pinks and purples and orange, and one with greens and blues and purples. And some pot vases. For those who have seen my last video, some of them are in here. This is what you know me for. The sgraffito. This one has the beautiful flowers and leaves in the turquoise by Amaco, carved. And in the video I showed you the one with the turtles, also with the blue turquoise by Amaco and then pearl white on top. This is the result of that one. And I did another one. I love this combination. And, oh, more flowers. And the last one is the first experiment with all these layers. The purple went very dark, but it's okay. This is the color of the clay body where I had that mask on it, the piece of paper, piece of newspaper. This is what I like. The overlapping where you can see the layer below. So it's experimenting with which colors are, when they overlap, really blocking what's underneath. With this one you can still see the purple under the green. Obvious here, this is the bare, well, not the bare clay, but just the clay. There's no slip on there with the orange on top, and you do not see the orange underneath this one. So that's more experimenting and seeing how that goes. I think my slips are more opaque than my underglazes. Although no, that's not true, because this is also a slip. Oh well. There's more to go. I have a few more over there that are ready for a bisque. A few more commissions, but that's not enough yet to fill a kiln. So it will be a little bit longer before the next kiln opening will be a fact. There are my cones. Oh, okay. On the bottom it fires hotter, and as you can see, 5 fully over, and 6 not quite. So I didn't get completely to a cone 6, which means that on top I most certainly didn't reach a cone 6, and maybe that's why all my test tiles are still okay. I'll do a test with 1 or 2 pieces on the bottom of the kiln and see. This was a... Why didn't I reach cone 6? I didn't do anything different. Maybe the way I packed it. Oh well. It's almost cone 6, so I'm good. So there we have it. First kiln opening of this year. I'll go and continue on experimenting with my new clay. And I'll talk to you about that more in the next video. See you in that one. Bye bye.